Ancient history would describe Cal football and the Rose Bowl, but could a 5-decade drought end tonight? This den of Bears think Pasadena is their final destination. Their big play offense has a game-breaking wide receiver and a do-it-all tailback, a combination that has California dreaming. But the Trojans of USC have owned the throne in the Pac Ten. With only one loss, the men of Troy still have hopes of another national title. Trojan Warriors in search of more glory. Hungry Bears hoping for history. A conference crown and the Rose Bowl on the line next. ESPN's presentation of college football on ABC is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Our Saturday night matchup, the 17th ranked Golden Bears of California against the number 4 Trojans of USC. As you take a look at the Pac Ten standings, there they are, the two on top, each with just one loss in conference play. And of course, USC only one loss overall as well. Welcome, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler to the Coliseum in Los Angeles. A huge game for these two teams tonight. They can't worry about Michigan and Ohio State and what happened in Columbus today. All they can worry about is the game at hand. For Cal, a win tonight would mean an unprecedented 5th straight title. And for USC, that would mean a trip to the Rose Bowl at least. For Cal, they haven't been to the Rose Bowl since 1959. If they can pull off a stunner and an upset here, they're heading to Pasadena. And we welcome my partner in, Bob Greasy. And Bob, we knew this was going to be a big game at the beginning of the season. Everybody kind of pointed towards this. Now we've got two of the best offenses, not only in the Pac Ten, but in the country, especially the quarterbacks and wide receivers.
Well, you know, we haven't seen the Trojans in a while. There's no Reggie Bush. There's no Matt Leinart. They lost 8 starters. They lost 8 starters to the NFL draft.
But they still got a lot of talent. And here comes the number 4 team in the country and number 3 in the BCS. The important guys that they have back, though, those 2 wide receivers.
Exactly. The 2 wide receivers, All-American Dwayne Jarrett and Steve Smith. Those are holdovers from last year. 55 touchdown passes in their career for those 2. And then you've got John David Booty. He's not just some freshman thrown in there. He's been around here for 4 years, and he's a first-time starter and doing very well.
A guy that's doing very well, we saw him in the opener against Tennessee, and he didn't do very well, is Nate Longshore. Yeah. He's been on a tear ever since.
Well, you talk to the California coaches, and I ask the reason why, and they'll say Nate Longshore. He's playing lights out. He's leading the Pac Ten in several offensive categories, but he's got a guy that may be the biggest playmaker in this ballgame, DeSean Jackson. If there's a guy in this game that resembles Reggie Bush, it's DeSean. He's got 13 touchdowns. 4 of them are on punt returns.
He's going to be fun to watch. We always wonder where our other partner is because he finds the confines of a booth to be a little claustrophobic. He's got to get down in the field. He's Cart Cam Man, Paul McGuire. What are you doing down there, Paulie?
Yes, I'm in the best seat in the house, all right? I'm the guy that's going to get you all those great replays, all those great matchups, and we have a tremendous matchup tonight. Cornerback, Damian Hughes from Cal. Are you ready for this? 8 interceptions, 2 of them he's run for touchdown. He's going to be covering Dwayne Jarrett, the split end from Southern Cal. This is one of the great matchups tonight. There are going to be a number of other ones. Greasy's already mentioned a couple of them. This game tonight is about matchups. It's backs on linebackers, split ends on corners. This is going to be a great football game of matchups, and we're going to have it.
All right, Paul, be careful down there. Here comes the Golden Bears to a chorus of boos and a sellout crowd. Kickoff is coming up between Cal and USC in a moment. The Golden Bears from Berkeley are in town. USC won the toss and deferred, so they'll kick away. And Damian Hughes and Justin Forsett wait on the other end. For the 94th meeting, we're underway in Los Angeles. Kick will go 4 yards deep to Hughes, and he decides to take a knee. So the Golden Bears will work from their own 20-yard line. As we take a look at our impact players. Marshawn Lynch, the top rusher in the conference with over 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns via the ground and through the air. And Damian Hughes, Paul talked about him, 8 interceptions, 2 for touchdowns. He just fielded that kickoff return. He's an excellent return man as well. So first down, California at its own 20-yard line. Jeff Tedford, great job in his 5th season, 41-19. Pete Carroll with 2 national championships on the other side in his 6th year. And Longshore will give it off to Lynch on first down. Maybe got 2. There's Nate Longshore. Not a good opener against Tennessee, but he's been very good ever since, and he talked with us about what his team has to do tonight.
I think it's just going to take execution, plain and simple. You know, I think we match up well with them. I think we got some serious speed and some places where maybe we can take advantage of the schemes that they have.
And he's talking about DeSean Jackson and Robert Jordan and Lavelle Hawkins, his 3 wide receivers. 2nd down and 8, he might go to one of them right here. From the 22. The throw incomplete, intended for his tight end Craig Stevens. They use a lot of 3 wide receivers as we take a look at our city offensive lineup. DeSean Jackson, Robert Jordan, Lavelle Hawkins all have 38 catches or more. DeSean Jackson being the big play guy. And they'll have 3 wideouts in there right now against the rowdy crowd of the Coliseum on the first 3rd down of the ball game. Out of the shotgun for Longshore. Stands in the pocket, fires down the middle, and he's got his man, and it's a 1st down to Robert Jordan. Pickup of 12 on a 3rd and 8.
It's a big 1st down, too, for Nate Longshore. On the road against a very good opponent. Always good to get a 1st down, first drive of the game.
Defensively for the Trojans of USC. Lawrence Jackson really coming out at a big game last week with 3 sacks. Taylor Mays, the free safety, is a true freshman. He's huge. And Terrell Thomas will probably have the job of staying with DeSean Jackson most of the night. This time DeSean will trot out to the left to the bottom of your screen. One of the best defenses around, USC, on an annual basis, and they are again this year. 3rd down and 5. They picked up 3rd and 8 last time. Longshore, plenty of time now, running out of it, finds a man and an open man out to midfield, and it's his tight end Craig Stevens. So first on 3rd and 8 they get 12, then on 3rd and 5 they get 11.
And you call it. The defense for USC has been good on 1st and 2nd downs, but not on 3rd down. Watch, he's going to slide a little bit to his left. Here's where he's going to end up going with the football. To the tight end right over there. He just found some area. 1st and 2nd down for USC has been good. 3rd downs are win downs for California.
There's their rankings in the Pac Ten and the country. Longshore on the 7th play of the drive has it right at the midfield stripe. Both wideouts to the bottom of your screen on a 2nd and 10 from midfield. Marshawn Lynch. And Lynch blasts out for about 4 down to the 46. And it'll be another 3rd down coming up. Cal coming in 43% on the season on their 3rd down conversions. You know what? They're already better than they were last year. They were 1 for 8 in this game last year. And they're on the first drive of the night.
Well, they have a history of playing USC tough. They've won 3 of the last 5 ball games here in the Coliseum, have the Golden Bears.
Well, let's see if 3rd down is the charm again at the 46. As you look behind Nate Longshore.
Here they come.
Blitz on the way. Flags are down. The ball is, oh man, DeSean Jackson almost got beheaded by Kevin Ellison.
Penalties declined. That'll be 4.
Jay Stritchert's our referee. The penalty declined. You'll see the hit after the pass.
Come from the left side right there. That's Mawa Luka right there. They wanted to be physical with Sean Jackson. He's a small guy. He's not a big guy. They wanted to be physical with him starting out the ball game, and they have.
Andrew Larson to punt. Desmond Reed back deep for USC. Hangs it high. Reed with a fair catch call, and he'll take it right at the 10-yard line. 36-yard punt, no return. USC's high voltage offense will be on the field for the first time when we come back. Freshman tailback in there. Booty comes up throwing on 1st down. Firing complete. Steve Smith's got it out to the 25. A pickup of 16. Damian Hughes defensively. Let's take a look at our impact players for USC. Steve Smith, Steve, right on cue. Thank you very much for that grab. 49 catches coming in, make it 50 now with 7 touchdowns. And Maualuga, the middle linebacker on the other side, the leading tackler, was 62, and he really creates havoc on the inside. So there's Smith, Mr. Dependable. First down out at the 39-yard line. And now the run by Washington. Out to the 44. Chauncey Washington playing with a knee brace. He's tried a couple this week in practice. Had that knee, had a little click in it, as he said to Pete Carroll last week in a 119-3 touchdown outing against Oregon.
What Pete said to him, he says, does it hurt? He said, no. He said, can you run? He said, yeah. He said, well, get back in there then.
So he'll share duty with C.J. Cable and some of the other young backs in that backfield tonight for USC. And here is Gable on the run into the secondary. Still going. All the way down to the 38-yard line.
Yes.
C.J. Gable, the freshman, 6'1", 190, and a 17-yard gallop.
Yes, when we were talking to the offensive coordinator, Lane Kiffin, the other day, he said, we cannot beat this team unless we can run the football. And so far, every time they've run the ball, I think the worst they gained was 4 yards. This team on first down, they're picking up 5 and 6. And then even on second down, they're picking up first down, so they don't have to throw the ball.
Trojans, 15 true freshmen have played, including Gable, obviously, as he comes in tonight, having rushed for 159 yards and 17 more on his last carry. Here he comes again from behind him. And he's down to the 33. 5 more for CJ as we take a look at our city starting lineup offensively for the Trojans of USC. And when you ask them about the #1 offensive lineman, without question, the coaches say Ryan Khalil. Bradford and Gable, freshman fullback, freshman tailback starting the game. That's Pete Carroll, man. He uses his freshmen.
He sure does.
This time out of necessity, maybe more than anything else.
This offense ranked 22nd in the nation in total offense. Pretty good considering 8 new starters.
Blitz off the corner, the cutback run where the blitz came from, and a big gainer for Gable again. Down to the 20-yard line. He made an adjustment in the backfield, and he ran right where the blitz came from.
You know what happens on this thing? They have a corner blitz, and what happens is the corner, when he comes in, on the right-hand side, when he comes in, he looks at the quarterback. See him? If he doesn't even pay attention to the running back. He's looking directly at the quarterback, stays back here with him, and then they just went up the field for a first down.
All the way down to the 20-yard line. The throw is complete. Jarrett again. First and goal, USC.
Hey, guys, let me tell you something. I'm standing up. I'm sitting here, and I'm looking straight down at this thing. There were 5 white shirts, 5 of them, in the area where that ball was thrown to Jarrett. And it was the perfect pass. Look at all the white shirts. When he's right here, there's one that almost has the interception. There's the other 3 there. And there's one that just went by. Man.
First and goal, USC. Now they move the second tight end as Booty drops to throw. Scans the field across the middle. Caught inside the 10. The ball is out. Fumble picked up by California, and they've got something working down the sideline. Pimentel, the linebacker, is going to go all the way. Cal scores on a fumble recovery, 82 yards.
Yes, it's coming back. He never had control of the ball. And I'm sitting right here watching. That's why I love this seat. He does not have control of this football when it comes out. This was never a catch.
I can't wait to see it again.
Man, do I like this seat.
I want to see it again.
Well, one of the things that in talk, let's see the replay first.
Okay, here's what I saw. Well, I saw it from the other side, from the right-hand side. Now, you don't see much there because it looks like he might have had the ball. But from the end zone, or where I'm looking from, you could tell that he never really had control of the ball. Jarrett didn't have it.
I don't think I agree with you, Paul, but you do have a lot better seat.
Yeah, let me see.
Deku, the defender, #4. There it's bobbled. Now Deku almost hands it to him. He takes a step. Well, maybe it is
That's
incomplete.
close.
What I'm saying is he just never had control of it.
The pass is incomplete. USC ball, second down on the 10-yard line.
Well,
Timer, please set the game clock to 5 minutes and 32 seconds. 5:32 on the game clock, please.
So Paul McGuire had a better seat and a better call than we did. And it's USC ball. And you kind of just want to put that one in a drawer somewhere and think about it later on in the ball game, how big a swing that might have made in this football game.
Exactly. Momentum-wise, it was a huge play. And I think we ought to put McGuire in a striped shirt and let him help the officials since he can see so well down there.
Hey, pal, if you don't notice things. I already have a striped shirt on, okay? It's striped.
I think we should get some that are horizontal stripes and put you in a prison somewhere. 2nd and goal at the 10. Booty taking his time and giving off to Chauncey Washington, and Washington's got it inside the 5-yard line. Here's a 3rd and goal for USC. The California 5-yard line. Booty throws on the run. Steve Smith, can he get there? No. Nice open field tackle by Bernard Hicks, the safety. That saved a touchdown. And now the decision. Pete Carroll's not against going on 4th down. He's got it at about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, he wants to get on the board first. He's sending in the field goal group.
Mario Danello will come in to try to get his 11th field goal in 12 tries so far this year. Should be a chip shot for Mario, whose daddy was a good one too. Played for Green Bay and the Giants and the Bills.
This would be a great time if you got any trick plays on your field goal team. Not a bad place to try it right here.
If it is a field goal attempt, it's of 19 yards. McDonald's puts it down and Danello puts it through. So good looking opening drive for the Trojans of USC. They draw first blood at home. Now the Trojans took almost 7.5 minutes off the clock, going 88 yards to get 3 points. Something to keep in mind, that was probably a 10-point swing with that incomplete call. It would have been a fumble return. And when you look at it, both teams lost touchdowns on that drive. Jarrett had a catch in the end zone. False start took that away from USC. We thought there was a fumble return for a touchdown for Cal, and that didn't happen either. Damian Hughes takes a knee. Nowhere to run for Marshawn Lynch. Lawrence Jackson made sure of that. Big number 96. Junior, 6'5", 265, and he's just starting to get warmed up, it seems like, near the end of the season.
You know, you were talking a moment ago, Ness, about Marshawn Lynch, and one thing that people need to know about this guy, this guy's playing with 2 bad ankles. He played most of the season with one. 2 weeks ago, he hurt the other one. You talk about a tough kid that playing in that position with 2 bad ankles, and he's still over 1,000 yards. How good is he?
He has been a great one. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Full blitz coming. Long, short throws to Lynch across the middle, and Marshawn's got a first down. Right on Paul's cue, all the way out to the 45-yard line, a pickup of 14 on 3rd and 10.
They've been better on 3rd down than they have anywhere. USC comes with a blitz, and Longshore recognizes it, dumps it to Marshawn, who is a great receiver and even a better runner after he catches it. Take a look at it from the opposite side of the field. He sees the blitz come right in his face. Marshawn recognizes it, turns around, and he gets the football.
First down, just inside the 45 for the Golden Bears. And it's Lynch following his blockers and does it well. Maualuga being dragged for 8 yards. Marshawn Lynch, you talk about who am I? Who's the only other running back in Cal history to have back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons? Marshawn, we just told you, did it, and so did this guy, Russell White.
He was a good one.
He was. 91 and 92. Russell went over 1,000 back-to-back for Cal. Justin Forsett comes in to give Marshawn a breather. 2nd and short. And it is Forsett. And he's going to have a first down run. He ended up a yard shy of 1,000 yards last season. He doesn't have quite that impact this year. They try to rotate these guys. Mike Dunbar, the offensive coordinator, says, you know, we don't have any specific rotation. We just kind of have a feel for when Marshawn needs a breather, and then you put this guy in, and he's capable of taking it to the house on any carry.
Usually they do it themselves, and here's Mike. Usually they do it themselves, like Marshawn was winded. He just came off the field, and Forsett was in there.
Longshore play action. Gonna go long for DeSean Jackson, and it is intercepted. Picked off by Taylor Mays, the freshman. Well, Jeff Tedford decided to go for a home run ball, and Longshore's picked off for the 11th time this year.
He tried to get it to Jackson, his big play guy. Now watch Thomas. He's going to turn him over. Right there, he turns him over to Mays, the safety. Mays, number 29, sees the ball all the way. You know, Brad, if you're going to turn it over, this is not a bad place to turn it over on the opposition's inside the 5-yard line, around the 3-yard line.
That's where they are at the 3. Third interception of the year for Mays, the big freshman safety. And now you see C.J. Gable behind Thomas Williams in an I backfield in the end zone for USC. And it's Gable, and it's a safety. California, as Bob said, maybe turned it over in a good spot. They're going to get 2 out of it. Brandon Mebane, the guy we talked about as an impact defensive lineman, gets the safety.
Nobody blocked him. Really, I have to tell you, Brandon Mebane, look at this. He's in the backfield. No one put a lick on him. They didn't even put a sleeve on this guy. And Mebane was right in the backfield. Watch this. Look at him come up.
Nobody,
the ball is handed. He almost took the hand off.
Nobody touched him, Paul.
Yeah, I was just saying, he came up the middle. I mean, how do you miss that guy?
And now the free kick coming up. Wojtek to punt. Jackson and Hampton should get California good field position. There comes the free kick. The tail wagger, and Jackson's got it, and he's going to have a return out to the 47-yard line. So great field position for California.
Yeah, as it turns out, they get the ball back around midfield with two points in their pocket.
That's right. All it did was cost Nate Longshore an interception. He'll take that trade any day.
Well, I guess he will. He'll think about it, but then he'll say, yeah, I will.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Longshore was picked off 3 times last week in a real rough outing against Arizona. Tonight, though, at the end of the first quarter, battle for the Pac Ten title. Who's going to go to Pasadena? They got 3 quarters left to find out, and it's 3-2 in a pitcher's duel early. Starting the second quarter at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Paul McGuire, and Aaron Andrews. California with a drive going after the safety. First down at their own 47-yard line. Nate Longshore is going to swing it out. Marshawn Lynch with the catch. And Marshawn got up maybe 2 yards, maybe 3. Terrell Thomas made the stop defensively. So Cal's got it working here. They trail 3-2. We welcome you to this big game. Rose Bowl implications, of course. And with that in mind, all of us have been thinking about Bo Schembechler, as everybody in the country has, and we didn't get a chance to be in Columbus and or in Ann Arbor. And we have our little dots here that say Bo. So to Kathy and the Schembechler family, we just wanted to send our best. And we're going to talk about some of the stories and some of the times that we've had with Bo Schembechler over the years. Here's Marshawn Lynch on second down, and he's got a good run going. Ball is out. Let's see who's got it. The fumble. California, I think, maintained the football.
The USC sideline is not jumping up and down, so that means that they didn't get it.
And so the drive stays alive, and they'll move the sticks. It'll be a first down for California.
As far as turnover margin is concerned, well, let's take a look and see how this happens. Good blocking up front. Marshawn just slides to the outside. Yeah, you just got to protect the football.
He got lucky.
He was hit right on the football. The ball came out, and you're right. He was lucky he got it back.
And he's the guy that got it back.
Well, Rivers had a first shot at it and didn't make it.
Marshawn Lynch goes out, looks to be favoring his right arm in the scramble to get that ball back. He's hurt. Justin Forsett will go in to take his spot on a first down at the USC 39. Actually, they've got Storer in there. the fullback, and he's going to carry it, which doesn't happen that often. That's only his 7th carry of the year.
Yeah. You know, you would guess with Storer in there that it was going to be a pass because he never runs the ball.
Right. He only had 6 rushes for 16 yards coming into this one.
My next thought is is Forsett all right?
That's the question, because Storer's staying in. Forsett is in there now, both of them.
Okay.
2nd down and 9 from Nate Longshore from the shotgun. Plenty of time, now runs out of it, and ball is out again. Fumble, and USC's got this one. Cedric Ellis comes up with a football. And I think it was Lawrence Jackson that's the guy that caused it.
Jackson did cause it, and Longshore never saw him coming. Looking on the right-hand side of Longshore. He's still looking downfield, and looking right from behind is where Jackson came. He never saw him.
Well, you got to expect him, though, Paul. Anytime you're in the pocket that long and you start sliding around, you got to expect somebody to come back from behind you and knock it out. This is his 12th start. He needs to get a little bit better pocket presence to protect the football.
Saturday Night Football has number 17 Cal, number 4 USC. Low-scoring, hard-hitting battle so far. And that last turnover, the fumble by Nate Longshore, has given it back to the USC offense. First question for you was, who was the only Cal player to be the overall number 1 pick in the NFL draft? And the second question was, who was the first overall number 1 pick that came out of USC? Give you the answer right after this snap. 2nd down and a long 7. 3 wide receiver offense for John David Booty, but he'll keep it on the ground to C.J. Gable. And Gable is going to have a first down before Bishop can bring him down at the 46-yard line. 2 guys that ended up with great pro careers as well. Ron Yeri was the number 1 draft choice overall of the Minnesota Vikings after an All-American career here and went on to a Hall of Fame career in the NFL. And Steve Bartkowski, Bart, my old buddy, quarterback in '75, went on to many All-Pro seasons with the Atlanta Falcons. Those are your answers on our double duck, double Aflac on this Saturday night game.
Whack, 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 whack.
First down at the 46-yard line. USC with great field position.
Good time to throw it up.
Might be the time to go on top. There's the play action. Booty loads it and fires near sideline. Wide open is Steve Smith. Inside the 30 and down to about the 24-yard line. Desmond Bishop knocked him out of bounds, but a gain of 23.
We saw them work on this play time and time again on Thursday, where they threw that ball out. They got Steve Smith, and then they throw it to him on the outside. This was just easy.
Smith in the slot. The outside man clears it out by going straight down the field. It's a 3-man route, good protection, and a good, like I said.
Dwayne Jarrett is wide to the right side if they decide to throw, but they're going to keep it on the ground and they're going to lose yardage. It's going to be 3rd down and about 13 upcoming.
I love
Nui
that eye.
Tafisi with a hit.
I love that eye in the sky right behind the quarterback.
At the conclusion of our game today, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team. To honor their determination, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Well, a 3rd and long situation. This would be huge for California's defense if they can hold. And they got a lot of fans here hoping that happens.
Bob, you like that camera behind? I think that back would like they had some blocking in front.
Yeah.
There were 4 white shirts that tackled him.
You got 2 tight ends now, so your protection should be good unless you send them out, and then the tight end's up the field.
The fade for Smith, and he can't quite get there. Incomplete.
And that's right here in front. I could have intercepted that baby.
I thought you could make a play on it if you would have dived for the ball.
Oh, Ness, I'm going to tell you what, it was such perfect timing, and the ball was almost thrown perfectly. Smith made a little jog move along the sidelines, and this is right here. Now watch where the ball is when it was thrown. Man, it is just almost perfect. It's just off of his hands.
I think if he wouldn't have called for it, he might have been the half step farther to catch it.
And you saw who was covering him. That was Hughes. So Booty was just being extra careful not to throw it short.
Danilo will try the field goal, and he splits the uprights again. 2 red zone possessions for USC, but they have to settle for field goals both times. Trojans lead 6-2. And ESPN's presentation of college football on ABC brought to you by Southwest Airlines. 6-2, strange score, a safety for Cal, 2 field goals for USC with just under 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Paul McGuire, and Aaron Andrews from a sold-out Coliseum in Los Angeles. Damian Hughes and Justin Forsett await the kickoff. This one should be returnable. At the 8-yard line, Forsett with a big hit. And the ball is out. Still loose. Who's got it? I think California got back on top of it. Thomas DeSean, I think number 4, is the last man, and now flags are flying as well.
You know, Ness, this is one of those classic examples when the ball is on the ground, when someone gets stupid and greedy, instead of falling on the ball and recover it for your team, you try to pick it up and run with it.
Look at that mess down there.
Yep.
It is a mess. Southern Cal should have had this ball twice, but guys tried to pick it up instead of falling on the ball.
After the play, personal foul on the defense, number 43. 15-yard penalty, first down.
You know, this is one of these things that really, when you talk about great coaches, in this team here, Southern Cal, we talk to these guys about it, and they pay attention to detail. And pay attention to detail is when that ball's on the ground, you dive on it. You don't go try to pick it up and run with it.
Brad Walker had the best shot at it, number 48, but then DeSean is the guy that came up with it. And there is the personal foul.
Just a shove, late shove in the back.
First down, California at the 27-yard line. Marshawn Lynch. And Lynch is going to be swarmed under by Dallas Sarts and company. Let's take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. Been a lot of hard hits. John David Booty threw what would have been 1 touchdown pass to Dwayne Jarrett. That was called back due to a penalty. And then Cal got on the board as Mebane with a safety on Chauncey Washington. Turnovers, bad ones that prevented scores that would have given California the lead, including that fumble by Nate Longshore. And that's where we stand. 2 field goals and a safety. 6-2 with 5 minutes left in the quarter. Longshore now from the shotgun on 2nd down and 8. Nate's got time and throws, and it's caught twice. And breaking free is DeSean Jackson down the sideline and out of bounds. And finally, number 1, they get it to him, and he comes up with a big play, a pickup of 36. Let's check in with Aaron.
Well, Brad, you know DeSean Jackson from Los Angeles, and all week he's been chirping to the media. I want to put a show on in my hometown. Of course, a lot of talk when this guy had a chance to sign with either USC, Cal. He claims he told USC to keep it quiet. Someone told somebody, and you guys know it turned out to a big mess. DeSean Jackson decided to sign with Cal. Of course, Brad, USC has a different story.
Lane Kiffin's not only the offensive coordinator, he's the recruiting coordinator. And he said, you know what, we were kind of stacked with some pretty good players, and DeSean wanted to be a starter right away. That couldn't be guaranteed. Now Longshore goes complete to Jordan. And Jordan's got a 1st and goal.
Just that quickly. 2 passes. DeSean Jackson gets him out of it. The pass he threw earlier to Jackson was just a curl, and then he ran the rest of the way. This is Hawkins. Inside technique by the cornerback. Goes down, runs to the outside. That's just very good stuff. That's Jordan, yeah.
Robert Jordan's got him 1st and goal. 36 first and then 29 more. That adds up, as Bob said, in a hurry. It adds up to 1st and goal. California at the USC 6-yard line. Trying to take the lead here with 4:37 remaining in the first half. Longshore to the end zone, overshot his intended receiver. It was Craig Stevens, his tight end, who was at about the 1-yard line.
Yeah, this is like basketball down here now. You got to be careful. All the USC guys were in the end zone. They're all looking to play. And now all you got your receivers. You don't look at your receivers. You're looking at the defenders and throwing between them. It's like picket fence.
Well, I'll tell you what, Grace. If Stevens had had a net, he wouldn't have caught that baby. They went whistling by him. He never saw it.
That's all right. At least the quarterback got rid of the ball on time and didn't take a sack.
I'd get it number 10's hand. Marshawn Lynch is the tailback. He'll try it and go nowhere. Nate Longshore, man, he doesn't look 6'5" when he's playing quarterback under that center, Bob.
Well, quarterback fundamentals. Take a look. Nate Longshore is 6'5", and here he is hunched down over the center. He makes himself 5'5" at the line of scrimmage. Why do that? Quarterbacks, if you have height at the line of scrimmage, use it to your advantage.
Well, he's got to get his center's butt up a little higher is what he's got to do.
Yeah, it's not his fault. It's the center's butt, but the center cannot get his butt any higher. We just got to get the center up. Watch the blitz now. Here they come.
Longshore looks left, pumps, fires, touchdown! Lavelle Hawkins.
Boy, I'm going to tell you what, he gunned this ball. I mean, he's the only one that really could have caught it. Lavelle Hawkins is perfect with this thing. He jumps up and he hits him right in the stomach with the ball. He had to catch it.
88 yards in 2 minutes.
What an impressive drive that was.
That was a beauty. The lead is California's for the first time tonight. Tom Schneider in for the point after. And the Golden Bears of Berkeley are in front of the Trojans of USC for the first time tonight. And that will bring the half to a close. Tough, hard-hitting matchup between USC and California. And Cal has reason to cheer. DeSean Jackson pounding his chest, hoping that they can pull the upset, but a lot of football still remaining. And the talking will continue in the third quarter, obviously.
It's now time for the student kick for cash, presented by Wells Fargo.
End of the half here at the Coliseum. Cal leading USC 9-6 with a Capital One halftime show coming up. John, Craig, and Doug in New York, fellas. That is the bottom line. Well, we've got a half to go to determine that. Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines. Cal on the road leading USC 9-6 as we're just about set to start the third quarter. John David Booty only hit one of his last 7 passes in the first half in Greece. He's got to start warming up or USC might drop this game.
I think what they might do is start throwing to the guys on the outside. There's single coverage on the outside. Cal is stacking the box to stop the run. He's available out there to Jarrett and Smith.
Well, we'll see if they warm it up in the second half offensively. It's been a hard-hitting first half. Paul's been part of it down there as he is as close to the action as you can get without being on the field. We'll check in with him and Aaron here in the next moment or two as Cal will kick away to USC to start the third quarter. And we are underway. Gable and Joseph wait on it. And at the 4-yard line, it's C.J. Gable. And Gable got a block, cut outside, and C.J. down the sideline. Nice return to open up the third quarter. Let's check in with Aaron Andrews.
Well, Bob, you're a psychic up there. I had a chance to speak with both coaches. First of all, for USC, head coach Pete Carroll said we're going to do just that. We're going to look to run the ball more. We passed really well in the first half, but we got to keep it on the ground now. Now for Cal, head coach Jeff Tedford told me they're looking to establish the run more, look for more Marshawn Lynch. And guys, he said our defense, once they settle down, that's exactly what we wanted out of them. Well,
USC's got some great field position to start with, and Gable, who got it for him, the freshman tailback number 25, stays in there. 2 tight end set for John David Booty and company to start the first offensive march of the third quarter. Play fake. Booty wants to throw, does, completes it. His tight end, Fred Davis, broke a tackle. Davis has got a first down. Fred Davis, who didn't start the ball game, Dale Thompson did, but Davis is a big play tight end as they have had here in the past few years. That's his 25th catch of the year.
Excuse me, here's a tight end right here. He's going to slip out. The fake is going to be to our right side. The tight end goes that way and then comes back. Lane Kiffin, the offensive coordinator, I think is going to come out the second half and open it up and start throwing the ball.
Gable off the right side. C.J. Gable's got something working all the way down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Boy, he didn't run like a freshman. 24 more yards for C.J.
That's one of the stable of true freshman running backs for Southern California. Take a look.
Go ahead. I'm just going to say, when you look, you keep pounding it up and pounding it up and pounding it up, and all of a sudden when you get to the outside, if one guy makes his block, there's that hole you're looking at. If you get that one guy kicked out and you get one guy seal in, there's the hole and he can run.
71 for CJ on 9 carries, almost 8 yards a pop. He's going to get more and more time and more carries. Here he is again, and he He's inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. As a high school senior, CJ last year, almost 2,300 yards. More impressively, 11 yards a carry and 34 touchdowns. And now here he is, thrown into the spotlight on a Saturday night game, in a game that determines the postseason maybe for both of these teams and where they might head bowl-wise. And he's carrying the mail. Number 25, second down and long. Booty throwing. What a catch by Dwayne Jarrett. You know, Dwayne Jarrett's not getting many balls tonight, but you can just tell he's a big timer. 6'5", 215. The three of us got together and said, let's pick the top 6 receivers. We all got a couple of picks. I took Calvin Johnson of Georgia Tech and Mario Urrutia of Louisville.
Manningham's been injured, but he came back, played big today, and then Dwayne Jarrett.
And Paulie?
How about Gonzalez catching one just before the half for Ohio State? And Samardzian of Notre Dame. How good are my guys? My guys are better than your guys.
I tell you what, I'd take all 6 of them if you could have that many on one team. I think they're all pretty good choices and all considered All-Americans.
Here they come.
Booty pumped one way and going back the other, and it's incomplete. Patrick Turner was the closest guy. John David Booty, let's talk about his throwing motion, Grease.
Well, you know, I've been watching. He is, eyes up, head forward, looking at the defense. Now watch as he's going to do a little semi-roll to our left side. He's going to look down the field, but watch his feet. This is what I love. Plants his feet, step forward, step forward. Now his shoulders, when he throws the ball, are right at the target. Ball is high, ball's coming out good. You can't be a successful quarterback without good fundamentals.
Accuracy has been his key. Tonight it has not been as good as it has been in the past. Gable is crushed by Zach Follett. And Follett, who is not a starter, is a guy that might get consideration for all conference because he plays so well.
Take a look in the pit. Follett is number 56 blitzing. It just runs right in to Gable.
Tell you what, it might still be 70 degrees, but Paul's going to have to get windshield wipers on his glasses, if you ask me, because it's kind of a damp fog that's coming over the Coliseum right now. There you go. Yeah. Is that a little eerie looking?
Yeah.
3rd down and 15. Booty steps up in the pocket and fires Smith in and out of his hands. He had Steve Smith. It would not have been a first down.
Let me tell you something. Those are just some of my relatives from outer space. They're just coming in to watch the rest of the game. They don't like to pay. They come in later on. There they are. Hey, park the cars in the back.
Wow, that just moved in a hurry, didn't it? 4th down and 15, and Booty looking to the sideline. That is David Bueller, not Mario Danello, and he's going to try a 49-yard field goal. Danello's career long was 44.
Now again, you got all kinds of possibilities here. They could just snap it to him and he could pooch punt it. There's nobody back for California, or he could actually kick it.
Mike McDonald's a holder as well. He is going to kick it. And he got it.
He got it.
How about that? It was not Bueller's day off. It was Bueller's day on from 49 yards. And we're tied at 9.
There is no rush. Cal didn't think he was coming, so nobody was rushing. DeCou, number 4, was jumping a little bit, but nobody's coming around the end. They were looking for the fake.
They've got Bueller listed as a safety and as a kicker and as a fullback. And you can see he's all padded up to play special teams. I don't know that he knew he was going to get called on from 49 yards away.
You don't see many kickers with gloves on.
Look at Pete Carey. He's going, I can't believe this. You made it. 4:09 remaining in the 3rd quarter. A 38-yard drive. It took 10 plays to go that far in almost 5 minutes. And probably somewhere in those fun practices we've talked about of Pete Carroll's, he said, you know, David, go out there and hit a few from about 50. We'll see what you got. Maybe not knowing it'd come in this handy in this big a game. Hughes and Forsett awaiting the kickoff now in a tie ball game in a foggy Los Angeles Coliseum. Line drive, and it bounces right between the two of them and into the end zone. Touchback, first down for Cal. And around to DeSean Jackson. Jackson looking for a block, found a little crease, and he's got a first down, I think, at the 30-yard line. Kevin Ellison made the stop DeSean, as Aaron mentioned earlier, is a local product. Played at Long Beach Poly High School, and a lot of people thought would be a Trojan, and instead ended up a California Golden Bear.
Hey, Ness, watch this guy glide. Watch him glide. When he comes out, he sets up the blocks. Watch how nice. Now watch this move outside. Now we'll one back inside. He just, I mean, you know, that old saying, him just gliding, that's all he does. All he does.
Second down and short. Marshawn Lynch comes back now into the tailback spot, and he'll get the call. And Marshawn, I don't know. He only needed about 2 feet, and I'm not sure he got it. Oscar Lua made the stop. Going to be a third down, I think, unless they measure. Only 3 quarterbacks from these two schools have ever started a Super Bowl game, and they're all from Cal. Joe Cap, Craig Morton, and Vince Ferragamo all started in the Super Bowl. You could have found that bit of trivia in the ESPN College Football Encyclopedia. Fascinating book full of historical information and trivia. Weighs about 40 pounds, so you have to have a good bookshelf at home, but you might want to get your hands on one of those. Third down and short. Longshore's the quarterback, 6'5". He didn't get it, I don't think.
I'll tell you, his initial move got it, and the way it looks, they may give it to him. He had to get over the 30-yard line, and the one official that ran down the line, well, now he's moving it back.
Initially, the linesman had his foot on the yellow line, and then he moved it back, Paul. You're right.
Yeah, he was running down the line, Grease, and all of a sudden, I mean, his right foot was on the other side of the 30, and then by the time he stopped, he moved the ball back.
Jeff Tedford and the Cal coaches are saying, get out there, get the punting unit out there. He's not happy with the spot. He's not happy with the official on that side of the field. And here's Andrew Larson to punt. Patrick Turner goes back deep for USC. This should be returnable. Turner, will he take it on the hop? Nope. Wisely backs out of the way. Probably a good move. That took a funny hop on him, and he would have taken a big hit had he got a hold of that football. 49-yard kick with no return. Brad Nessler with Bob Greasy, Paul McGuire, and Aaron Andrews. We're at the Coliseum in Los Angeles, where the Trojans have won 31 in a row, and they're in a battle for their lives in the Pac Ten for the conference crown with the Golden Bears of Berkeley. We're tied at 9 with 1:25 left in the third quarter. Gable, C.J. Gable into the secondary again. And he looks to have a first down. C.J. Gable might be on his way to 100 yards on the night. He came in with only 159 on the whole season, but he's got 80 right now.
I talked about DeSean Jackson gliding. Watch this guy glide. I mean, you know, these guys really wait for the hole, and they're patient. He's a young man. He's a freshman. But watch how patient he is into the hole. He just waited, and then picked his spot and picked up a first down.
You know, congratulations to Arkansas. What a season. They lost their opener to this USC team badly, and they've run the table since. And they're going to play Florida in Atlanta. Booty across the middle. Tight end's got it, Davis. And he's out to about the 34-yard line. As the third quarter has come to a close, it has been a struggle for both teams to find points. And now with 15 minutes to go, we're right about where we started. Dead even, 9-9 here in LA.
Welcome back to the Coliseum. College football lives here. Let's get ready.
Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines. We start the fourth quarter. 15 minutes to determine who's going to win the Pac Ten. Cal and USC tied at 9, and the Trojans have a third down, a big one here to open up the fourth quarter. Third down and 8. They bring the bunch to the right again. 3 wide receivers. And Gable stays in the backfield. And David Booty back to throw. Fires complete. Steve Smith's got it. First down out at about the 47-yard line. So USC opens up the third quarter in fine fashion. All right, buddy. Fourth quarter is yours. What are they going to do?
I like the way he throws the ball. There's no false motion. He doesn't drop it down here. He doesn't do this. He doesn't get it way out here on the side. When he steps forward, that ball is right here, and he's a quick release. So there's no false motion, none of this fancy stuff. Just get the ball, get it up, and get it out.
All right, we did that time. Got it to Steve Smith. First down throw and a good one. Dandy. And they've got it out to the 47-yard line now. Booty, who said this week, I've been in some big games, but it's really nice that I'm in a game where we're playing for something. Are they ever playing for something here in this fourth quarter? Booty to throw again. Throws short this time to Gable. And Gable off to the races. C.J. Gable at the 35, 30. Got a block from Steve Smith all the way down to the 18-yard line. And the freshman is growing up in front of 92,000.
Well, he may be growing up in front of 92,000, but John David Booty, that was him. Here's the guy that steps up. Look at the patience, Bob, that you've been talking about with Booty and the way he looks around. And he's got great blocking in the offensive line. Look, he steps, and then he sees Gable and lets Gable do what he does best, and that's run with the football. But that was Booty. He just waited and waited and waited, and that offensive line gave him time.
And you know what? Talking about freshmen, as I saw that replay, Alan Bradford, the freshman fullback, gave him the block that got Bishop out of the way, and he picked up about 15 more yards after that. In the red zone now for the Trojans at the 18-yard line of California. Gable stuffed in the hole, now bounces it outside, and he loses yardage. This time Bishop got to him, Desmond Bishop. And a loss on the play of about 8.
Well, Meebane had him at the line of scrimmage, which would have been a loss of about 2. So then Gable said, wait a minute, I get out of this mess. And he lost 6 more yards on his own.
Sometimes these true freshmen, they do some things really good, and they do some things that are really dumb.
Well, that one's a loss back to the 25 for number 25. As Marcus Allen looking on, one of the Heisman Trophy winners whose jersey's right in the middle of the end zone to our right. And there's Ronnie Lott standing with him.
Yeah.
Ronnie Lott looks like he's ready to hit somebody.
Two of the greatest that have ever played, not only here, but in the NFL. Booty, deep middle. Got him! Touchdown! Dwayne Jarrett. Jarrett's still down, but he's got the Trojans in the end zone.
There he is up here, number 8. Just going to run a skinny post, go down, fade to the inside.
Boy, he knew he was going to take the hit he took, and he held on to the ball.
Ball was right where it needed to be, and he hung on.
You know, Bob, the one thing about him is when he was waiting is Jarrett, and he waited to the last second to stick his hands up to catch the ball. And then it was all hands. I mean, it was perfect timing between he and Booty.
Jarrett's 36th career touchdown, an ongoing Pac Ten record.
36th touchdown in 35 games.
Not bad. Dwayne Jarrett up and okay. Mario Danello in for the point after. As the Trojans finally have a touchdown that sticks. And they've got a lead. Will it stick? 16-9. A 1-touchdown difference. Dwayne Jarrett took a big hit on that touchdown. Appears to be all right, Aaron.
Yeah, it certainly is. You see him there getting a little peroxide on his knee and then a little cotton up his nose, guys. He certainly got roughed up, but his teammates coming over and saying, that's what you do.
If you get peroxide on the knee and cotton in the nose, you know you took a pretty good shot in the end zone. That's the price he would pay any old day. Van Blarkham to kick again. And this one is 5 yards deep. And Forsett will not bring it out. Longshore blitz coming. Almost got to him. He got rid of the football just in time. Keith Rivers bringing the pressure on Longshore.
Longshore is doing a nice job of not taking the sacks and getting rid of the football. What they're not doing, though, is picking up the blitz when it comes.
Now the crowd comes to life again for the defense.
And one of the other problems is DeSean Jackson, number 1 for Cal, can't shake Terrell Thomas, 28 at Southern Cal.
3rd and 10. Blitz coming. Longshore screen. It's the right play unless that happens.
Oh, it's a great play.
Kevin Ellison just blew it up, and he was the only guy that had a shot.
It's a wonderful play by Ellison. Pete Carroll the other day was just going mad about this guy, raving about how good he was. A true sophomore. Here he comes right here. He's going to sees the blitz now. He sees the running back take the ball. He sneaks up and makes the play. That just saves a big play for the Cal Bears.
Ellison, all Pac-10 freshman team last year. 2 of his brothers played college football. One still playing in the pros. And Pete Carroll says, you know, it's built in. His whole team, his whole family know how to play football, and he got here and he was ready to go as a freshman. Good field position here when we return with 11:45 remaining in the ball game. Trojans of USC now have scored on their last 2 drives, and they've got the football back with great field position, their own 44-yard line. 10 unanswered points after 1 punt coming out in the 3rd quarter. Starting to look like they're a little bit more in sync.
This is the best field position they've had all day.
Gable has been the tailback most of the night. Booty to throw, though, on 1st down, and just threw it in the ground.
They threw it in the ground because it was a screen, and they were all over the screen, man, so he just smartly just threw it in the ground.
John David, excuse me, Paul, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say Gable was the guy that was supposed to be in the screen, and he's one of the true freshmen, and he got himself tied up with one of the linemen, and which he can't, you know, he's going to have to learn eventually. You can't do that. You got to get yourself open.
So 2nd down and 10 as the Trojans are trying to win their 32nd straight at home. They've won 22 conference games here in a row.
There's Hughes out there. He's been looking to get his hands on a football.
Gable took a big hit as he got about 3 yards. Bishop and Pimentel are there to make the stop.
Excuse me, Brad. You know, we were talking earlier when we talked to the coaching staff, Pete Carroll, about true freshmen. He said, you know, there's 15 of them on his team, the most he's ever had. And he always said, when I go out and recruit people, I don't recruit guys to not play. And I don't redshirt freshmen. When I go to their house, I tell their parents, and I tell these kids, you're going to play. You better think about playing or don't come here.
And that gets the competition geared up. He challenges them right from the recruiting trail onto the practice field. Booty throws complete, and it's Turner, and I think the extra effort got him the 1st down. Robert Peel was holding on. First catch for Turner, and it's a good one. They'll move the sticks. Well, Pete has a good time, that's for sure, and loves coaching here at USC.
I love being here. It's fun to be around the campus. It's great to coach these young kids. It's a great university to represent. I love living here, you know, and so there's so many things about it. But if you cut it right down to it, game day is so special. That's my favorite part.
Makes everything fun at practice. He says you've got to keep their attention, regardless of what it is. If it's something new at practice every day, if it's something new I tell them in the meetings, keep their attention and keep it fresh, and he always does on the practice field. 1st down near the 45. Booty, plenty of time. Deep out and overshot his intended receiver, Thomas Williams. Williams, playing fullback, is a converted linebacker. Aaron?
And that's just to add more to what Coach Carroll was saying. You know, these fans love game day, too. It was this Cal game back in 2004 where Coach Carroll said that was the game where he remembers the crowd participation really turned around. They had a capacity crowd that day, the first sellout since 1930. Can you believe that? He said he remembers his first game in 2001. Only 40,000 people were here. And he remembers thinking, this doesn't feel like a college game. This certainly does tonight, guys.
And their team has won 53 of the last 56 they've played. Phenomenal, including 2 national championships, and they played for a 3rd last year. Gable again found an opening, and he's down to the 39-yard line. Give him 6 more.
Just talking about Pete and his practices, there's so much energy and enthusiasm, the passion. He just enjoys being out there with these young kids. And he, like you said, Brad, he likes to have competition. He wants to have competition at every position. And it's fun. He makes it fun. And, of course, he's got good players.
Exactly.
You know, he gets all of the kids a lot of the kids from California. But then he goes out to the other states around. He's got kids from New Jersey and New York and Colorado, Washington State, and everywhere.
3rd and 4. What a catch by Jarrett. He didn't get the first down. It's going to be 4th and short again. As Bob said, not only get the best players from around California, but then you go and I don't want to say you cherry pick, but you get some awful good ones from other places.
Louisiana, New Jersey, Florida. Rivers came from Florida. Mays, the free safety, came from Washington. Booty.
And Emmanuel Moody, we haven't even talked about another freshman tailback that probably would have started tonight, but he's out for the next 2 or 3 weeks. So they've got 3 or 4 freshmen playing tailback behind Chauncey Washington, who played sparingly tonight because his knee's been bothering him. And John David Booty's got his offense lined up on a 4th down and a short 2. C.J. Gable, the tailback in the eye. Booty's going to throw for it. Got a man wide open, and he's got him. Steve Smith, touchdown, Trojans. Steve Smith might be the wild card in this game because Damian Hughes has played so often on Dwayne Jarrett. Get a load of this. That's his 8th catch of the year on 4th down, and this one's a touchdown.
Well, he was the kid that was in motion when he came down the line of scrimmage, and I'm just watching this whole thing. He got lost. Nobody picked him up. He got lost. He comes out into the open, and they hit him for the touchdown. That was beautiful.
And a gutsy call on a 4th and 2. And now Danilo in for the point after. Up and good. Will Ferrell. He could probably do the same thing out there if he had the right uniform.
Here's Smith right here. He's going to go in motion and then just come down and run a deep post to the outside, the corner. Usually on 4th down, the defense is up there also. So it gives you an opportunity to send some guy deep. So you look deep and see if it's there, and if it's not, you come off to the short receivers. Booty did a great job of faking the play and then finding Smith behind Hughes for the touchdown.
But now it's John David Booty who's thrown 2 tonight. And the Bears have got themselves in a hole that we'll see if they can dig out of with 8:20 remaining in the ballgame. Ryan Holley returned that kick and got out to about the 25-yard line. 38-yard line is the best they've gotten to. And Longshore's got to get him a lot more than that. And now the pressure is coming. Nate can feel it. USC with a 2-touchdown lead. We look at our impact players that we picked today. Now Steve Smith's made his mark felt. He had the touchdown that might prove to be the killer. 88 yards and a score. And Malaluga always around the football. Only 4 tackles today, but he kind of raises havoc there in the middle, number 58. Just a sophomore. Marshawn Lynch got a lot of yardage in the first half. He's been quiet in the second half. He'll get the call on the draw here. And he's got another nice run. Marshawn working for about 9. And wait a minute, maybe he's not down. Marshawn Lynch down the sideline and now cuts back and into the end zone. And it's a touchdown. I thought they had him down. We're just talking about Marshawn Lynch not having much to say in the second half. He just went 62 yards for a touchdown.
Yes, they're going to look at this thing again. I mean, it'll be reviewed, which all plays are, but Marshawn Lynch was being turned, but he was on top of USC's bodies of people. The defensive guys, actually, when they did not bring him down, so they will take a look at this to see if there was a knee down, but there was no whistle.
I gave up on the play. Marshawn didn't.
Well, there were a couple of officials right there, and none of them blew a whistle. It is going to be reviewed.
You know, you can have all the guys you want saying he's down, but here is Marshawn Lynch. He's number 10. Is he on the ground? Now look at this. Yeah,
his knee is down.
His leg is down.
After review, there is conclusive video evidence that the runner was down at the 47-yard line. Therefore, we have a reversal on the play. Down will be 3. Timer, please set the clock to 3 minutes and 37 seconds. 3:37 on the clock.
So they're going to put 12 seconds back on the clock. They've got the spot where they'll put the football down. And Marshawn Lynch straps the helmet back on. And Jeff Tedford is thinking about what could have been. So they'll spot it at the 47-yard line, where it's going to be 3rd down and 2. The highest scoring team in the conference has only a safety and a touchdown tonight, and they need 2 more touchdowns in the next 3.5 minutes. Lynch hit in the backfield this time. There'll be no escape, and he loses 2 or 3. Lawrence Jackson is the first to meet him, and he's had a whale of a game from that defensive end spot.
You know, it's really nice to have a whale of a game, but it'd be a lot nicer if somebody on the offense would have blocked him. Lawrence Jackson just came down the line of scrimmage, and he was going right for Marshawn, and it didn't make any difference. Just take a look on this play here. Here he comes from the left-hand side. He just comes inside, and nobody blocks him at all.
Loss on the play, second time on a 3rd and 1 that Cal's been stuffed tonight. A play that California's got to have is at hand. 4th down and 3. And this could be the ball game right here. 3 wideouts for Longshore. Nate's got time and throws, and incomplete. Looked like Lavelle Hawkins should have had it, but it's turned over on downs to the Trojans. That ball looked very catchable to me.
It did, and it didn't look like Hawkins made a big effort for it.
That's the point I was getting at.
Well, Jarrett, number 42, is the guy that puts his arm in. I think he hits the ball. At least he was in the area, and he ran off. But when this ball is thrown, take a look at number 42. He gets his hand in and knocks the ball away.
Good call, Paulie. I didn't see that. Sarts, you're right. Changed the whole trajectory of the ball, and after that, there wasn't a play for Hawkins to make. So a tough night for Nate Longshore.
That's why we have him down there on the field.
That's right. Put him in a spot where those glasses of his help. Plus, it frees us up for a little space up here.
There's more food and drink for us.
There's a lot of stuff up here. Yeah. First down now with 3 minutes left. A couple first downs, and USC can be happy with another home win. Chauncey Washington gets about 4. 2nd down and 6. 2:15 remaining. Washington not played as much as Gable. Got about a yard down to the 40-yard line.
So with this win tonight, USC at least locks up a trip to the Rose Bowl.
At least, and maybe something better.
But don't you think that certainly Ohio State deserves to be in the championship game, and they will.
Obviously.
But don't you think that Michigan deserves not to be lower than in number 2?
The way they played today, I would tend to agree with you. Yeah. And they had a whole 1/10 of a point lead, basically, in the BCS standings over this team right here, the Trojans.
And that is quite a lead.
It seems insurmountable, but again, if the Trojans come out and put 45 on the board against Notre Dame next week, then maybe people will start to say, well, maybe they are that good.
You know, the computer polls, in four of the 5 computer polls, Michigan was ranked number 1 ahead of Ohio State for the last 4, 5, 6 weeks.
Well, what happens now, guys, if Notre Dame comes in here and they win, and they win out, and they only have 1 loss, and the problem is that Notre Dame got beat badly by Michigan. So does that put Michigan in if Notre Dame runs the table?
Well, Notre Dame doesn't have a shot if Michigan's there.
I agree with you, Grace. I don't think they do. And then you see the rematch.
So then the only question is, all right, Michigan or USC or Michigan or Florida, if they win the SEC championship game.
Well, the girls on the sideline obviously know the cheerleaders already have the roses draped around them, and that means they know that they can do no worse than go and cross town 20 miles over to Pasadena. They went after the punter there and didn't get to him. And again, he kicks it out of bounds to keep it out of the hands of DeSean Jackson. California's only got 64 yards of offense in the second half against the USC defense. So the USC defense is certainly not going to hurt their standing as the #1 unit in the Pac 10 with their performance tonight. And everybody knows now that roses Roses at worst. That's a pretty good gig when you say, well, we at least got the Rose Bowl.
That's right. That is so true. And Michigan, I would think, at least has a trip to the Rose Bowl also. Maybe a trip to the championship game.
Could be. Nate Longshore out of the shotgun, looking left and going left all the way. Got it complete over Robert Jordan. Tiptoes out of bounds to stop the clock. Second down and 5 under a minute. Longshore finally gets the pass off over the middle to Marshawn Lynch. That one just hasn't worked for him today, as USC's been all over it. Marshawn working as hard as he can to pick up maybe 2 yards. And the long faces on the sideline now for the Bears start to tell the story, because their quest for Pasadena is going to go by the boards again.
Fall short.
Personal foul on the defense, number 75. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Thiele Moala is called for the personal foul. There have been very few chippy type penalties tonight. Most of the penalties have been all in the false start category, and even the one, the roughing the passer. I remember John David Booty, the guy that hit him, he helped him up. So there hasn't been a lot of that tonight.
And another thing, too, you know, all the passes that have been thrown tonight, there has not been one pass interference penalty in this game.
Right.
And that shows you discipline on defense.
Longshore wants to go deep on the sideline for DeSean Jackson, and it's nowhere near him. Incomplete. Terrell Thomas again was covering. The California first down by penalty was the first one since 10 minutes remained in the third quarter. That's how much they've been shut down in the fourth quarter. This is going to be an unprecedented 5th time that USC will either win or share the Pac Ten title in the next 42 seconds, and they will be going to 9-1, 7-1 in conference play, and the celebration can begin.
You remember what it was like before Pete Carroll?
Oh
came?
boy.
Huh?
I remember coming out here and doing games, and the stadium was half empty. Cedric Ellis bats that pass down, and it's down to 3rd and 10 in the final 39 seconds.
Yes, I played here in 1960 with the Los Angeles Chargers. We had 7,000 people that came to the game. It looked like the people that came every day just to see if there was something going on, like a chariot race or whatever. It was unbelievable. There was nobody here.
You and Grease both played in this stadium. Bob, you played here.
Yeah,
you guys talk about how many years ago you played in the stadium and all that. You know, it's 40 years ago today that Notre Dame and Michigan State played in the game of the century, 10-10 tie. And then a week later, the Irish routed Southern California 51-0, closed out their 9-0-1 season to win the national championship. 40 years ago. That even makes me feel old.
That Michigan-Notre Dame game wasn't played in the Coliseum here, though.
No, that was not.
Right.
Did you do that game?
I didn't call that one. Nice throw by Longshore to Craig Stevens, his tight end. And they'll stop the clock to move the chains. A 29-yard pass play. The Roses are floating around the Coliseum.
I'm going to get some of these to take home to my wife.
I was going to say, you're that cheap, but I'm sure Bev would appreciate it. Down at 15. Waning moments, Longshore steps up, fires, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mosique McCurtis. And that will do it. And there will be better days for Nate Longshore, but again, the throne belongs, as we said about 3.5 hours ago, to the Trojans of USC. 32-game winning streak now, ongoing Pac Ten record, and there's Pete Carroll, and now he can let all that emotion fly because he knows at least the Rose Bowl is at hand.
In some ways, he's just one of the boys. It's tough when you're down by 2 touchdowns and you got to make a play, and your time is running out.
And he's got his quarterback by the neck, and he'll walk out to greet Jeff Tedford with another win over California. 9-1 now, 7-1 for USC in Pac-10 play, and at least the Rose Bowl lies ahead in Pasadena, or maybe even greener pastures if the computers think highly of them about 2 weeks from now. Well, the 94th meeting between these two teams goes to USC. They've now won 5 of the last 6 in the series against California. John David Booty, a couple of touchdown passes in the second half. And as I mentioned, it's unprecedented now, the first team ever to win at least a share of the Pac 10 title. Let's go down to Aaron Andrews.
All right, well, Coach, we saw you chest bumping, having a lot of fun. You told us yesterday a lot of doubters because of the guys you lost last year. You win a share of your 5th straight Pac 10 title. BCS title, hope's alive. And oh, by the way, you're guaranteed a trip to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I can't tell you how proud we are to go to the Rose Bowl and to win this conference championship again. You know, this is a big-time accomplishment, and I'm really, really proud of a football team and a program to be able to do that. That's staying power. That's something we always wanted to stand for. That in itself is really, really about as much as I could ask for. So I'm thrilled about it. It's a great day for our guys, great day for our crowd, and we went out here and earned it in the second half just like we always have. So I'm really, really proud of the whole event.
We asked you this yesterday. How are you doing it without the Leinarts, the Bushes, and the Whites?
These guys are pretty good. Booty's pretty good. Dwayne Jarrett's pretty good. You saw C.J. Gable light it up today, and the defense played lights out all night long against a really good offense, explosive big-time offense. It took a bunch of guys. I said to them a long time ago when we first got together that this might be the best team we've ever had, and we still have a chance to be that because it takes so many guys to put together what we are, and I'm really, really proud that that's the way it looks.
We know you're not going to have any of it, but people are going to be asking you now about the BCS title game, and you said you're setting it up like a playoff game. 2 left. How do you stay undefeated?
Well, we got to go win next week. We just got to go back to work. You know, we got a heck of a game we get to come back to. How much fun is this? You know, we're going to play Notre Dame next week. So we're going to keep doing what we do. We're not going to change a thing. I could care less about the BCS.
Thank you so much.
All right, see you guys.
Well, the win for USC, the number 3 team in the BCS, a 23-9 victory leader. Trojans win it at home, 32 straight now, and another Pac-10 crown. Final score, USC 23, California 9.